Excellent.
Okay, here it is, ladies and gentlemen, a Taito Game Room Classics 20-in-1 3/4 scale arcade. This was out there long before the 1-ups ever came about. I came across one, refurbished it. We're going to take a look at it, play some games on it, and I'll show you some before and after footage of what this thing was before I refurbished it. So stay tuned, you're watching The Rexer Show. Okay, so before we take a look at some of the gameplay, I just wanted to go over some of the information on this, which is very hard to find on this particular unit, this Taito Game Room Classics. You can go to Arcade Museum and you'll see a little bit of information. They don't even, it says cabinet picture needed. And I'd supply mine, but mine isn't exactly the same as the 3/4 scale. I did do some graphics changing, and you'll see that in a second. But you can see this Game Room Classics was produced by Hanaho in 2000, and there were two different versions, the 10-in-1 and the 20-in-1, and I have the 20-in-1 stand-up or 3/4 scale arcade. And if you go on eBay, you can get one here, $575 I see for this one. That's about the going price for either a stand-up or even a bar top I've seen for $400 or $500. Not sure if they work or if they're in good condition, but you can see what the original looked like here from this gentleman selling it. So not exactly like mine, and I'm going to explain why in a second. But this is basically the same one I have to a certain degree. But again, no idea if these work right, if the PCB or the I/O board or the CRT is in good condition. So you really can't tell if $575 is a good price. Now, I basically came across mine in a garage, and it was given to me. But when I got it, it was broken. The joysticks were broken, the buttons were broken. Here's a picture of it so you can see, but basically everything is broken. And now let's take a look at some before and after pictures, and then we can take a look at some gameplay. Okay, so here's a before and after, and right away if you look at the monitor or the picture, you can see that I had some red and some green in the corners. And normally a simple degauss coil can fix this problem, and a degaussing coil basically removes the magnetism from the CRT, which will fix that problem, but in my case it did not. I messed with the yoke, I tried some troubleshooting, it did not fix the problem, and in the end the tube was bad, and I ended up having to replace the CRT, which was okay with me. That's a common problem when you have a machine that's old. CRTs go bad. I expected to invest some sort of money into this machine. Now you also see the graphics right off the bat. Obviously it didn't have any control panel graphics. I don't know what the previous owner did here, whether they ripped them off. The marquee is butchered. The plexiglass, I actually took it off because that was in terrible shape. The side graphics completely, torn and ripped. And what I ended up doing in the end was just simply using a company called Game On Graphics, a great company for graphics. They're really pros at doing custom artwork. They can help you with the artwork. They can print your own artwork. And in my case, they just printed my own, very reasonable price. So I do suggest them if you're ever doing artwork for a refurb or building your own arcade. Check them out at GameOnGraphics.com. Now, related to the graphics, I basically had to reconstruct every single graphic on here because online there is no high definition files or artwork for this particular arcade. So you can see it's not exact, but I had a friend, Kamla, who helped me with the graphics. He's a graphic artist. He helped me recreate as close as possible to the original artwork. Now, I decided to go with the game titles on the kick plate instead of on the side. Basically, it's because when you put arcade side by side, you don't see the sides anyway, and I kind of wanted people to be able to see the game selection, or at least the majority of the games, on the kick plate instead of on the side. But basically, this is as close to a recreation as you're going to get from artwork standpoint. Lastly, you can see that this thing was filthy. The I/O board, the PCB even, they were filthy and dirty. I had to clean them up. Some people put them in a dishwasher, but I did it by hand and cleaned these up nicely. After all this, now we're ready to play.
All right, so it even has kind of a little attract mode during the game, and then it resets, goes to different games. Very cool right here on this this attract mode. But then you just hit the button and get to the main menu. Let's go over the games. Arkanoid, Arkanoid 2, Bobble. Check and Pop, Elevator Action, great one. Jungle Hunt, this is the one I've been wanting to play. This has nostalgia to me on it. Love this game. Liquid Kids, Lunar Rescue, Nastar, Puzzle Bobble, Quicks, Rainbow Islands Extra, Rastan. Oh, this is a great one, actually. You got Return of the Invaders, obviously Space Invaders on here, Space Invaders DX, Super Quicks, the New Zealand Story, which I don't even know what that is, and then Zookeeper, another great one. So, hey, let's play a couple of them really quick. We all know Space Invaders. Now, here we go with Space Invaders. I'm going to show you the quick pattern here, the suicide run. I'm partial to the black and white version, but this one does just fine. So if you're not familiar with the suicide run, I'll show you how it's done right here. I'll leave a video in the description too that'll show you how to do this pattern. And but again, here's how you do it. A little suicide run for you right here. And let's move on to another game, Jungle Hunt. This is the one I wanted to play. Love this game. This one brings back nostalgia if you've never played it. Well, you don't know what you're missing. But it looks kind of lame up front, but man, I don't know. It just brings back some memories. No question, man. This game, it's just nostalgia for me. Dive into the water. Let's go battle with the alligators. Kind of want to stay away from them until their mouth is shut. You don't really have to battle them at all if you don't want to, but if you want the points, you got to get them. Don't forget you need air. Uh-oh, you need air. There we go. Get the air. Watch out for the bubbles. Bubbles don't kill you, but yeah, careful with those alligators. Boom. Jump out. Let's go do the rocks. Oh man, now this is where it's at. This was one of a kind. Running up, it looks easy, but it gets harder. And you got to time it so you can slow down. They get a little harder and they bounce up like that. Let's move on to Rastan, or Rastin, however you want to pronounce it. Just a great game here. Go down and see what's down here. Get that axe, kill some bats. Kind of a crazy soundtrack here. Got to kill these goblins. Slice them up. There we go. Oh yeah, man. This game you got some fun with. Got to jump over. Got to hit those right. All right, let's take a look at another one. Let's try Zookeeper. Now, if you never played Zookeeper, just keep the animals in the box. You kind of got to repair it. Make sure they don't get out. Kind of get the things you can jump over. Oh, I didn't make that one. And you just got to wait for the time up here to go, and you go to the next level. It gets a little more complicated than that. As you can see, you want to keep them out, but you want to get the bonus points too. Don't let them out. But it's okay if one or two of them get out. You just really want to get to the end. Oh, I shouldn't have jumped, but that's okay. We got it to the end. Then you got a new level here. We got to jump up to the top and save the lady without getting hit by the rocks and get some bonus. Little invisible screen here. Let's take a look at another one now. Now you can play Arkanoid. I'm not a fan of Arkanoid without a spinner. Let's do one more game here. We got to do Bobble. It's all over the graphics on here. This is a fan favorite as well, so let's just play a little bit of Bobble. Not really one of my favorite games, but many people love this game. It's just got some catchy music. I'm not really sure what the best strategy is of this game. Oh, I know you don't want to get caught by those guys. So listen, guys, this is now one of my favorite home arcades that I have right now. I just love some of the classics on here. Would have been interesting to see what this cost back in the day. I'm not really even sure. But either way, it's still a fun machine with all these 20 games on it. So there's some gameplay on just a few games of the 20 on here. There's some more great games like Quicks and Super Quicks and Liquid Kids, whatever you may have liked as a childhood, especially Elevator Action here. What a classic. That was a game of the week on P-Dub's channel. So what a great arcade here to add to my collections. I actually love it. It's now one of my favorites. Can't wait to try more of these games and keep playing. So as always, thanks for watching The Rexer Show and stay safe out there.